What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope everybody's good. It's your boy TLN. Welcome to the first episode, well, intro episode of TLN Media House. Welcome to my heaven. This is where everything takes place. This is where I make my music. This is my personal studio, home studio. You know, any artist who doesn't have a studio in the house is capping. You feel me? So before we get into it, I just want to say welcome everybody. Much love. Shout out to everybody that has supported me thus far. You know, this is another seed I'm planting. Well, I've planted. My whole aim of doing this media house agency vibe, call it whatever you want, because there's many names for a lot of things these days. However, the point I'm trying to make is this intro episode is just to give you a brief synopsis, of why I started this thing and what inspired me to do it and where it all started, right? Some of you might know that I had like a photography thingy going on. I had my own cam, used to shoot pictures, for people, trying to get out there, so it was called capture photography. You feel me? Some of you might know that that's where this thing all started. You feel me? So capture photography was just a photography. I wouldn't say company, neither was it an organization. It was an idea I had, like, to empower certain individuals that like really need it, you know. So what I would do is just shoot some photos, shoot some videos, you feel me, trying to just get the page up and in the process lift as I rise. So that's the whole point of TLN Media House. You feel me? Audio, visual, motion. I'm a luxury authority entity now. I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. So yeah, that's the whole point of this agency that I started. I may not be where I want to be, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get there. You feel me? This is just foundation. I'm laying down my foundation. So when everything goes according to plan, I know that seeds have been planted, foundation has been laid. So now it's just to do the walls and the roof. You feel me? So yeah, that's the aim and goal of TLN Media House. You feel me? On this platform, I will produce beats for upcoming artists or any artist that needs it. If you need a photo shoot, we'll organize that for you. If you need some content, we'll organize that for you. Free of charge. Free of charge. There's only one catch that, like on the beats, for example, I'll cut 20% and my producer tag will remain in the beat. You feel me? So, however, the goal is to, like I said, lift as I rise, because you'll never know when I do make it. And for example, someone has used my beat and I shoot to 125, 30 million monthly listeners on Spotify, that person will in turn gain as well, whether it be views, likes, streams, that type of thing. So that's the goal and main mandate of TLN Media House. You feel me? Like I said, it was an idea. Capture photography was the first idea. So that I had founded with a chick I was with. You feel me? We're no longer together. So I just decided that it's about time that I just take a step and actually implement the idea I had. You feel me? Because certain people you start with won't finish with you and won't be part of the journey anymore. A lot of people fall off along the journey. So that's what this is about. TLN Media House, I wouldn't say I'm a starving artist. I used to be, so now I'm at a point where I can actually do with the little I have. You feel me? It may not be much. However, it's a start, and that's the whole goal and mission of TLN Media House. Everything is kind of based around TLN for the time being. So on this platform, I'll do interviews. I'll interview, upcoming artists. We'll have topics on relationships, money, toxic relationships, upcoming music that's out, have a deeper, in-depth conversation about like what the project means or, what inspired this project. You feel me? So everything, like I said, will be based around TLN, me, but I will also, like I said, do interviews, get some people on here, just to have fun, man, and enjoy the journey and have stimulating conversations. Because these days people are just worried about partying, sex, smoking, drinking. It's the world has become so futile and weak that I just decided, you know what? I'm doing this. I want to do this. You know, fuck whoever doesn't like what I'm doing or who's jealous or couldn't take the initiative and implement what I'm doing. I'm just done with giving a fuck about what people think because that was the first problem I had. I had to stop giving a fuck what people think. And that was step one. Step two was just being in the moment, you know, control the future up to the point I can control it. But just be in the moment, just be in the moment and make good music. Once again, whether they like it or not, it's not really my problem. You feel me? So I'm gonna do what I was put here to do. And I'm not gonna give a fuck about those that are in the system because I'm here for the people that's trying to wake up. You feel me? The ones that's lost, fuck them. Let them stay lost. We need them to stay lost in order for something to wake up. You feel me? So yeah, man. Welcome to TLN Media House intro episode. Once again, this is my studio. This is where I'll be doing the interviews. I will change venues as time goes, but for now, this is just the intro and wanted to give y'all a breakdown on, the inspiration for all this, where it all started, and where I see it potentially heading or headed, you know. So yeah, man, that's a wrap. You know, TLN Media House, TLN Worldwide. Everything is falling into place. You know, I won't say who my first guest will be because at this point I'm not too sure because I have a few people lined up for the next episode. So the next episode will probably get an upcoming artist who's also struggling and trying to make a name for his or herself. But there's a bunch of people on my list, and I'm going to achieve all this. I'm just going to be ticking off the list, like whoever I wanted to interview, I'll interview. So yeah, that's the thing. That's the whole idea. And yeah, welcome to TLN Media House.